Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make are brownies. But we're going to make a fudgy brownie. These particular brownies are traditionally like a cake brownie. If you're looking for cake brownies, I have several on my channel, so please check it out. But if you like a fudgier, a creamier, or moister type brownie, I think you're going to love these. Now, this particular recipe is very large. This is a great recipe when you have, you're bringing something to a church social or a graduation party that you need a large batch of brownies, or a baby shower or bridal shower, whatever, meaning a large batch. So you might say, oh my gosh, this is just way too big. I could never use this recipe. Well, then again, go back and please check my channel, because I have, you know, the 8x8 pan brownies of all different, and blondies, all different type of varieties of flavors of brownies. So if this recipe is too large, you might not like it. But again, if you're checking it out because you need large batch, we're going to bake a half a sheet of brownies. And I will start off by telling you what I love about this recipe is that you just spray your pan. You don't really need to grease it and then flour it. You can if you want to. You can use your parchment paper if you want to. But with spraying, it does it. It's quick and it's easy. Now, I no longer put the recipe below the video, so hopefully I'm going to go through slowly and enough, and that you can jot it down if you want it, the recipe, okay? And this is a 12 by 18 by, I believe, 2 inches. So 12 by 18. It's a half a sheet, okay? Now, if you want to cut them in 2 inches, you could get probably about 48 brownies if they're 2 inches. But, it depends how large you want to cut them or how small. If you cut them larger, you're going to get a lot less, that kind of thing, okay? So let's get started. First, you're going to start off with 8 eggs. That it's best to have them at room temperature, and I'm going to put them all in at one time though, but I am going to beat them. I have a little bit of shell there that should come out, and you want to beat them long enough that they're light and fluffy. Now, I would not suggest doing this with a hand mixer, because it's just too large. Generally, you're going to need, your stand-up. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm sure it can be done, but it'd probably be, a lot harder. So anyway, you need 8 eggs, okay? Alrighty, 8 eggs, and I'm just putting those in. And again, beat them till they're light, yellowy, and fluffy. And that really depends on your speed, but it's probably going to be 2 or 3 minutes. Now I'm going to warn you about the sound, because it can be loud. My mixer can be loud. Now, I must tell you that would I beat that high? Probably not. And would I beat it longer? Of course. But it's due to the video, because I want to move it along. Now we're going to go in a little bit different order than, a lot of us are used to. So don't think, oh my gosh, what is she doing? Why is she doing it that way? This works, and I found it works time and time again. So the next thing that you're going to need, of course, is unsweetened baking cocoa. And of course, that's not the hot chocolate, that you just had water or drink, and I'm sure you know that anyway, but it bears repeating. You need 3 cups of unsweetened baking cocoa. 2 your eggs, just put that all in there, all at one time. And then again, beat them till they're well combined. Now, if you're going to raise your speed, I like to put a towel over my mixer so, you know, a lot of the dust doesn't go all over the kitchen. And then you can kind of see the dust right there. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. And beat that in. And it's going to be kind of dry and a bit clumpy, but that's okay. You got to trust me on this, all right? The next thing that we are going to put in out of order, we're going to put our salt, which is 2 teaspoons of salt. And we're also going to put 3 teaspoons, yes, 3, of baking powder. All right, and I'm just going to turn that in just a little bit, just to stir it, just to stir it. Oh my gosh, I got quite a mess there. I didn't mean to raise it so high there, unfortunately. I made quite a mess for myself. Okay. The next thing we're going to be putting in is your vanilla. So add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. And then now the mixture becomes, you know, more like a paste. Here, I just want to clean up just a little bit here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I put the vanilla in. Okay. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to need butter, of course. And you're going to need quite a bit of it. You need 4 cups of butter. You'll want to melt it and have it cooled. So that's exactly what I did, but I melted it in my microwave because I think it's easier and quicker that way. And now I'm going to start putting that butter in, which is going to really smooth out that mixture. Now you don't want that butter hot, of course, because you've got eggs in there. So you don't want, you don't want scrambled eggs. So I want to get the rest of this butter out. Oh my gosh, I am really being clumsy today. Usually this doesn't happen to me that much. Okay, maybe it's a full moon tonight, I don't know. Okay, and then stay with that, of course, till it's all combined. I'm just trying to clean the sides of my mixing bowl and get to the bottom a little bit where it tends to really stick. Okay, and we're going to turn it on. Now you're going to spend some time doing this, at least about 3 or 4 minutes till it's really silky smooth. The next thing we're going to do is start putting in granulated sugar. And yes, you will need 8 cups. 8 cups of granulated sugar. Okay? So I'm going to grab a cup real quick because I think it'll be easier. And this I'm just going to beat in a little at a time. And I would suggest to do it on low. I've had enough speed today on my mixer. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever made this much of a mess. And then just start slowly putting that in. And that was 8 cups. And spend some time blending this. Again, another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it takes, depending on the speed that you choose. Putting the rest of it in. I'm just going to turn it up a little bit. Part, spend some time. Of course, you're not going to move it along as fast as I am, but you're going to spend, you know, at least 4 minutes, maybe even a little longer, because you want it really smooth. You don't want to overbeat it, but you want it silky smooth. You really do. You don't want huge lumps and bumps and that kind of thing. Okay, so once again, I'm just going to lower this, clean up my sides, and get to the bottom. This is a big batch, so I don't know. I tend to maybe be a little bit more messier when I'm using more ingredients when I'm baking. Okay, and that looks like it's pretty smooth. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. The last thing, of course, is your flour. And you'll need 5 cups of all-purpose flour. And we'll just put a little at a time. Just till it's combined. You don't really want to beat it. You just want to mix it well, combine it well. And 1 cup at a time, and this is going to take you a little bit of time. I mean, this is a large recipe, so you know, you got to put a little bit of time into it, but it's well worth the time. It really is, especially when you need a large amount that you're baking. Another cup. Once I get it pretty well mixed, then I can raise my speed without the flour going all over. Okay, and we're getting close to the end here. That was the end of the flour. And now I'm just going to raise it. Clean up both sides, and definitely try to get to the bottom with my large spatula here where it tends to stick. And I'm going to warn you about the sound because I'm going to turn it up. Okay, now spend whatever time that you need depending on your mixer. Oh my gosh, I made quite a mess. All right, okay, and I'm going to get that paddle out of there. Now, it will have a little bit of tiny bumps. Just trying to get the excess off here. Oh. Okay. And then once again, I want to really try to take a peek at that bottom. Overturn that, because it's a big mixture. It's a heavy mixture at this point. Smells really good though. Okay, so you can get an idea of the batter. Okay, next thing of course is to fill up your pan. Trying to get it all out, work into those sides. Baking has become so expensive, as we all know. Why waste a drop if you're spending this kind of time and you're putting effort into it? You really don't want to waste anything. So I want to get everything out of that bowl, and then just even it out, you know, on your edges, and try to get it as level as possible. Okay. All right. And you're going to place this in an oven at 350 degrees. And it's going to probably take you anywhere from, well, it could take 40 minutes to 50 to 55 to even 60 minutes. It really depends on you. If you want a drier brownie, then, you know, bake it a little bit longer. But if you like them fudgy, you know, you're better to take them out, you know, earlier. Now, I would suggest after they come out of that 350 degree oven to put them on a cooling rack and really cool them properly till you cut them and, or, you know, remove them, or if you're going to frost them or glaze them or, you know, garnish them in whatever that you choose. I would allow to let them cool in the pan, and you know, that could take, you know, 10 minutes, it could take 15, that kind of thing. Now I'm gonna wash my hands quickly because I was working with raw egg, because I'd like to show you what they look like once they are baked up. And this is how they will turn out. Now, they will have some bubbles on the top, and like a traditional brownie, you will have some surface cracks, but that will not affect the taste. And if you frost them, which usually I do, and by the way, if you're looking for a nice fudgy chocolate frosting or icings, I think I have something like 25 or even more of many different flavors of icing, frostings, some that are very quick, very easy, some that you do have to cook in a pot on the stove. So I have several. Or if you want, you can just dust it with powdered sugar or eat them plain. They are absolutely delicious. They really are. But do, you know, keep checking that baking process. Use a cake tester or a toothpick to see that they're, you know, it's dry. It might have a little bit of moisture when you put your cake tester in there. That I find that's kind of normal for a fudgy brownie, because you don't want to dry them out either, unless you want a drier, you know, a crisper type of brownie. But there you have it. You've got a large 12 by 18 brownie ready for whatever party that you're having or donating to your church social, that kind of thing. I'm sorry again, I want to real quickly add that I no longer give the recipe because I got very tired of seeing my work posted, pinned, and taken, and I'm not alone on this, that's for sure. But I do want to tell you that if you try this recipe and you like it, well, leave a comment because I'd love to hear from you. I will answer in a timely fashion. I will do my very best. But I got very tired when I saw people write to me and my work is somewhere else and I can't answer you, and it's very frustrating, and it just doesn't, it's not worth it to do it anymore. And again, I'm not alone on that, that's for sure. So if you're going to try the recipe or you're going to leave a comment, please. I only put my videos on YouTube and nowhere else. So if you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I can't thank you enough, or like the video, that would be fantastic. So I want to again thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.